So a study conducted by Media Research found that independent artists and musicians earn a higher share of revenue than musicians and artists that are signed to a record label. Specifically, independent artists and musicians earn an average of 50% of the revenue generated by their music. And that's compared to just 13% for signed artists and musicians. And this is game-changing for musicians like you and I. And in this video, I'm going to tell you why. Hey, and welcome to Music Space. Here we help working musicians monetize their craft. So if you're new here, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell to stay updated on new videos. Now, right before we get into this video, if you're a band, artist, or musician looking to make some serious passive income and grow a huge fan base, I'm advising all bands and artists and musicians like this to start a YouTube channel today. And that's because right now, YouTube continues to be the biggest growth opportunity for bands, artists, and musicians to gain a huge following and make lots of money. And because of this, I've created the YouTube QuickStart course. This course is specifically designed to get you up and running and making money and growing a huge fan base on YouTube really quickly and easily. And the best part is it's completely free and you can get instant access to it at the link in the description of this video. Now, as I mentioned, this is a game-changing study because it suggests that independent artists, musicians, and bands can build a successful and sustainable career without having to depend on record labels. And so within this paradigm, there are 5 things that you really need to do to ensure your success as a musician. And the first one is you need to understand your target audience. You've heard the thing about having a target audience and a niche and all of that, and for good reason. It is absolutely important. In order for you to be successful and build a sustainable career in music, you need to be targeting a certain demographic of people, and you need to have a really good understanding of those people that you're targeting. You need to know who your music and what you do appeals to. And you need to know that audience's needs, their desires, what they like to hear, what they don't like to hear, so that you can create stuff for that target audience. And this is going to really help out with your marketing efforts because once you know that target audience, you know what they want. You don't even really have to market that much, or at least market that hard. You can just give them what they want. And that ties strongly into the next thing that you need to do. And that is you need to build a strong fan base. So like once you know who your stuff is for and you understand who your stuff is for, you can use your stuff to start building fans and build a community around what you do. And it's important to note here that it's not just about numbers. It's not about having 1 million or 100,000 or 2 million followers or fans or subscribers or whatever. It's about having a community of people, of engaged followers. Even if you have 10,000, 5,000, 1,000, are they engaged? Are they supporting you? This is what it means to have a strong fan base. And the really good news about this is that, again, once you understand that target audience, you can simply create the stuff that they like and they will support you for it. They will support you with money, resources, time, buy your merch, CDs, and all of that stuff. Now, the next thing you need to be doing to ensure your success in this paradigm that we've been discussing is make sure you diversify your income streams. This is the one thing, like the sort of overarching thing that most musicians need to be focusing on. I talk about this quite a bit, but you cannot just depend on gigs alone or, selling a few CDs here and there alone to get you by or to be successful in this industry. It's an example that I give all the time, but you can be doing those $100 gigs, 2 nights a week for an entire year, and you've only made about $10,400. And that's less than minimum wage. And you're not subtracting the amount of gas that you had to spend, the food that you buy, and all of that kind of stuff. So you can see how just depending on a single income stream, like from gigs alone, is not going to help you be successful. Now, another thing that's really important that not a lot of musicians tend to think about these days is that you need to invest in high quality production. And here's what I mean. I think it's so cool that in today's world, quality recording equipment is accessible to a lot of us musicians. We can set up a recording studio with just like an audio interface and a laptop and a microphone and have it rival what people were able to do 20, 30 years ago. But that's created this sort of thing where a lot of people are just experimenting with it, and a lot of musicians are going to these experimental sort of production houses and people that want to produce their music. And although that's great, it's not high quality and it's not going to compete with the stuff that's out there on the radio. At least in a lot of cases, it's not. So it's really important, at least in terms of your success, that you have good quality music out. So that means you need to invest in good quality software, hardware equipment, a good quality producer and composer to get your music done. And another thing that you're going to really need to do to ensure your success in this paradigm is collaborate and network with other musicians. This is one of these things that you probably heard me talk about before, and I talk about it so much because it's so important. For so long, so many of us musicians, just kind of live in our own shells, in our own bubbles, and we don't get outside of them, and we sort of hold ourselves from a lot of networking and networking opportunities, or the opportunities that come from networking, because we're like that. When you network and collaborate with other musicians, you have the opportunity to expand your fan base. You get new opportunities, you get more exposure, and all of that. And what's more important is that you build stronger relationships with other musicians and other artists, because again, we all know that sometimes it's about who you know that helps you be successful. And this is so cool because the music industry now is more of a level playing field. This big shift has happened in the music industry, and especially in the past couple of years, and it's really important that you adhere to it and know about it. And what's cool is I've done a video about that, and you can check it out right here, right now.